Hello guys and welcome back. Today we are going over the reveal and release windows that were revealed for Borderlands 3 that have come to light from the recent leak from The Know and Submato. If you haven't seen already, I have a full leak breakdown video on my channel, along with a separate video just covering the Vault Hunters, but trust me, this will be the last video I make covering the leak, but I thought I would make this one just because the reveal information is something people have talked a lot about prior to this, and it deserves more attention than what I gave it in the last video. And with that, let's get right into it. Okay, so there is a little bit of background I want to cover. Most of this is stuff I've covered in previous videos, so if you have been a follower for a while, I will put a timestamp down below and you can skip ahead just to the new leak information. But if not, let's break down the three things I want to mention before. So first, as I say with all these leak videos, the sources are anonymous that this information came from. The Know is a big channel with a decent track record of leaks and has really good credibility when it comes to their sources. And I have personally talked with Submato regarding his information, so just wanted to get that disclaimer out of the way. Second thing worth mentioning is that we've already assumed Borderlands 3 would be releasing sometime in 2019 before this leak even happened. We learned about that in the Take-Two earnings report from earlier this year, which said, quote, "Looking ahead, we have a robust long-term development pipeline across our labels featuring offerings from our renowned franchises, along with new intellectual properties that promise to diversify further our industry-leading portfolio. In fiscal 2020, we plan to launch a highly anticipated title from one of 2K's biggest franchises that we expect will enhance our results during the year." So these earning reports are sent out to investors, just getting them excited and keeping their money in the company. And now it seems with the light of this recent leak that it will be Borderlands. I'll link my original video on the topic if you guys want more info. And finally, one more thing you need to know about the reveal is the reveal to release timeframe that Randy Pitchford mentioned in the Nerdvana live show, episode 11, around the 47-minute mark. I'll play a shortened version of the clip just to refresh your memories, but I'll link my full video on the topic down below if you guys want more details or just want more context, but we'll play this because I think it's important when understanding how we can make these assumptions about the release date, knowing this information.
Things move very fast now, so we don't. It's actually negative to kind of build the hype too early and to make a promise too early. Right now, we live in a world where once it's time to say, "Hey, here's a thing," you kind of want it then, right? Like if somebody tells me, like, "Hey, here's this movie you're gonna want to go see. It's freaking awesome," and you're like, "What? I gotta wait a year? This band that you love is making a new album." Like, but it's not going to come out for a year. No, it's like you tell me like the band's got an album and I can download it today. Like that's kind of where we're going in the world. So there's less and less lead time between when we actually make the big open public reveal for something we've worked on and when it actually launches. In the video game industry, there'll still be some lead time, but it's not going to be like, you know, a year or 2 years like it has been in the past. I think when we announced the original Borderlands, from when we announced it to when we shipped the game was about 2 years.
I wasn't here at the time, but as a fan watching it, that sounds right.
It was about 2 years. That's a long time in today's world. We're not going to do that with the future stuff that we've got in development. I want to be at a point where we're basically done before we even tell people what we have.
Okay, so as you can see, he talked about a year is too long from reveal to release. It will be shorter than previous games. He still does mention that there will be a time frame between reveal and release, but it will be really short and it won't be bad for fans. So now having all this in mind, let's move ahead to the leak and what we learned about the reveal date, which is the fun stuff. So the alleged announce date is somewhere in the first or second quarter of next year according to The Know. The first quarter, if you don't know, is anywhere from January to March, while the second quarter is April to June. Now it took some digging, but I finally found the tweet everyone has been referencing for Randy Pitchford confirming that he will be attending PAX East in 2019. So it doesn't directly confirm that he will be there. He says that he is, quote, pretty certain that he will be there, but PAX East would fall right into this first or second quarter that we've been hearing about. That would be a perfect time for Gearbox to come in, announce it, and we already know that they have a good relationship with PAX before this. One other thing worth mentioning is this tweet was in November of 2018, so just a month ago. And even though the follower said, quote, this year in his tweet, at this point, PAX East had already passed in 2018, so I assume that he meant for the following year as in 2019. I bet that Gearbox will most likely announce Borderlands 3 at PAX East if we know Randy Pitchford is attending. Now let's quickly touch on the release date if we know the reveal will be at PAX East. This means that the release will happen earliest sometime in the middle or late of next year. If the game is announced at the end of March, I bet Gearbox will wait at least a good 6 months till release. And that would land the release date somewhere in September or October. Both leaks confirm that the game is still in alpha, which means it's not completely finished and will need a little bit more time until the final release version of the game is ready. Especially considering, if you believe the leak, that they still are working on characters like the Beastmaster. It would make sense that Gearbox would need more time and at least another 9 months till they're ready to have the game fully out. Something else in the leak is they say that the game is still 80 to 85% completed. So 9 months seems like a good time. Gearbox still has a few more months to polish up the Beastmaster, get a trailer set, hopefully made by Mikey Newman, which we talked about in a previous video. They can show it off at PAX East, announce the release date as end of September. That's why I want to end this video. I don't want to ramble on too much or anything like that. It's a really good time to be a Borderlands fan, and I'm glad we finally are getting some solid information. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and share this video, subscribe for future Borderlands content, and I will see you guys in the next one.